There are probably people listening who have kids that are no longer considered younger. So maybe not in the 7 to 9 range, maybe in the teenage years, maybe even adult kids that are listening. Is it too late for those parents? And what can they do, if at all, to address this issue with kids who aren't younger anymore, who are not in that age group?
Nothing. It's too late. What's the next question?
That's all the time we have for you today.
Too bad, so sad.
Oh, wow.
Thanks for tuning in.
Yeah, seriously.
I think vulnerability comes to mind. As our kids get older, we can be more vulnerable about our own stories. So if you haven't had open communication with them, your own, just taking on some humility and sharing some of your story and your struggles, that really goes a long way with kids, and it really opens, that's what I've seen in our home, it really opens them up. And I mean, Rodney talked about it earlier, we were young parents with not a lot of, not a lot of help going into that. So we sort of learned as our kids grew.
Yeah, I think just like humility looks good on all of us, and humility is just, here's my weaknesses and here's my strengths, not false humility, but true humility. So does learning and growing. And so I think it's beautiful when they can watch a 55-year-old dad still learn and grow, or a 40-year-old dad, or a 30-year-old mom. So that growing and learning, it's a mindset that we take. It's not about perfection. It's about growing. That's why I love when 70-year-olds join our groups, because they want to be healthier. I'm like,
Yeah.
thank
Right
you for
on.
not waiting till you're in your 80s. 80s is hard, and 90s is almost impossible, to do this work. So way to get a jump start. Today is the day that we have today. So today, why don't you start learning and growing? Be humble. Find good resources that can help you, and you'll be amazed at the gift you're going to leave your kids.
Yeah. What I would say is that there's never a bad time to do a good thing. Now, there might have been a better time. You might have wished you'd have started when they were young, but we can't look at that and go, well, I didn't start when they're young, so I guess my time has passed. It's having that humility, like you said, Tracy, to walk into their lives and in a gentle, gracious way just say, hey, I feel like I really should have been involved more in this area, and I'm sorry that I wasn't, but I'm in a place now, I'm learning some things and I'm growing, and I want to start that conversation. And maybe they're 17 or 27 or whatever age, and their reaction to it, depending on the person, could be varied. They may not be super interested, but I think it communicates to them more than we realize when we say, I'm sorry I wasn't engaged. I'd like to be a part of the conversation now. And if and when you're ready, I want you to know I would love to be a part of having some of these conversations. It's a good thing to do. And maybe you didn't do it earlier, but there's never a bad time to do a good thing.
That's a beautiful quote.
And you're also talking about modeling. So then if they see you, whatever area it is in your life, it could be financial, it could be as a couple, we're getting some support and help. It could be a lot of things where they just see, oh, my parents are still growing, still learning. I think that opens up to more conversations as well.
Tracy would often remind me of that when our kids were younger. What we model is more important than what we say. Keep modeling. Keep modeling.
So good.
It became a mantra for us.